Hey, peace and harmony coming at you here today. The topic of our session is going to be narc speak and how they effectively brainwash their victim, how they start to get into that manipulative control, but more so really that brainwashing component, because I think it's often a source of confusion for people once they've been victimized, once they've been exploited by a narcissist or psychopath. You know, they're trying to understand what has happened, they're trying to process it, and they're trying to get out of that terrible, scary, humiliating, and really, depressing state of feeling, brainwashed, and just trying to recover a sense of normalcy and recover a sense of their self, just how they used to be before all the abuse occurred. So I think it's very important to understand perhaps how the brainwashing first occurred, so you can look at kind of the steps that they went through, and not to get into their mind and understand why they did it, but just to understand the techniques so you can see how they broke you down so it doesn't occur to you again in the future. That's the whole goal of our channel. We want to bring you through here to complete recovery and complete wholeness. And I know you can do it, so stay tuned here for just a minute. So when we talk about brainwashing, when we talk about gaslighting, it's when you start to feel like your sense of reality is kind of messed up a little bit. Again, as I've said, it's very hard to describe unless you've actually been through it. But, it's where kind of meanings and things have flipped around for you. The psychopath has used a very perverse sort of communication style to get into your mindset, to get into your mind, your psyche, your spirit even, your essence, and has kind of convoluted and stirred things up to you. So really, normal perceptions that you have don't take place in the same normal manner. And at first you feel like it's a sense of attraction to them. You feel like, wow, well, I feel so tuned in to this guy or this girl because we're in love and we're so attracted and we're made for each other. But that's just really the narcissist who's kind of getting through his plot and calculating on how they're going to seduce you into being their victim. And it's not seducing we're really good for each other, we're really attracted, this is we're on equal footing as two whole people. You'll notice that probably wasn't always the case when you first met them, or more importantly is they made you to believe that, and then through time they broke down your mental processes so you started to believe what they were saying and disbelieve how you felt. So one key thing that they do is to break you down is they get you extremely tired. They break you down with messing up your schedule, messing up your routine. They get you to stretch behind your own boundaries. So, whether it's staying up late, overworking, getting you to pay attention to them over certain things that are their needs and not your needs, it becomes an internal violation of your own standards and your own boundaries. So they break you down through becoming extremely tired, and they're able then to get into your mind basically and input these almost like seeds of thought that they want you to believe, and they kind of twist these motions and emotions and meaning of things and events in your mind. They not only do they break you down, but once they've got you kind of into that sweet charmed mode, they subtly start to criticize you, and slip these sort of comments in, criticisms, judgments, and they'll say it as a very matter of fact, which is very not true or not based out of reality. So that's why when you're dealing with a psychopath or the narcissist, you're getting almost a feeling of non-reality. And sometimes you think it's non-reality, that it's this is my fairy tale guy, or this is my fairy tale girl, or my fairy tale partner, and that this is how this should feel, but we don't know. And we don't realize that it's not coming from a healthy place. So if they start to criticize you, and you're so open to them because you're thinking, well, it's constructive criticism, that they're violating you, they're violating your standards, and they're violating your self-esteem, and they're creating a new condition. They're making statements to you. Once they've got you pulled in, they're going to make sorts of comments like, I can't deal with you now. They do the push away thing. They make, criticism. You're too arrogant. You're too needy. You're too jealous. They start making up these sort of projections that they want you to fulfill in them. And it's like a very strange reverse psychology, but it works in such a way as to kind of cause you to doubt yourself and to doubt your perception. And especially if you're a young person or just getting set in building something like a relationship or a career, it's very destructive, and it causes a lot of drama and chaos for that person. And so then you've got this whole spiral of paranoia and almost delusion going on with them, because they oftentimes have delusions of grandeur or, these fantastic dreams that, you want to partake in with them, yet they're not able to really be committed to you. They don't really have a true human connection. And when I say human connection, I mean validating who you are, and validating who you are as a person and your name and your authentic self. Instead, they're treating you objectified, and, they're causing you to do things and create an emotional chemical cocktail that is so elevated, that is so off the ground, that you really start to lose, track of what is really good for you. So gaslighting and brainwashing is a pre-calculated technique that they're going to use. Once you recognize this, once you exploit them, once you realize the ease and the pathological lies that they tell you without flinching, without making any sort of smirk, you'll realize that they have a capability that is almost verging on criminal. You also notice when they smile, their faces don't really light up, their eyes don't really smile, so it's like this. I can't really... like when someone really smiles, they smile from within. One thing you'll notice from the psychopath or the narcissist, they don't really smile from within. They kind of have a smile of like, I'm bleeding you right now, or I've got one pulled over on you. When you really look at it, they're kind of like, ha, ha, ha. They're kind of like laughing at you, because the truth of the matter is, guys, it's really kind of sad, but the psychopath and the narcissist, they have no respect for their victims. In fact, it's very well known and researched that the psychopath and narcissist, they often really look down on their victims. So don't feel bad about leaving these people. Do not feel guilty or bad about going no contact, because you're proving, not only to yourself, which is the most important thing, but you're proving to them that you're wise. You've got the wisdom and you're onto them, and you no longer need to be victimized anymore. Remove that need to be victimized in your life. Go no contact. You'll slowly start to cleanse away the toxic brainwashing and the whole cycle of addiction to those toxic emotions to them. The super highs and the super lows, the going up and down, and things will slowly start to work out into more of a homeostasis for you, the way it should be. That's the way a healthy relationship should be, and that's how you have to relate to yourself and the people who you love, is in that slow and steady, grounded sort of connection mentality. Peace and harmony coming at you. Love you. Please subscribe for more videos and tools. Have a beautiful day in peace and harmony.